Hello everybody, today's video gonna be very much interesting and it will be a breathtaking presentation because in this video I'll be discussing whether or not US is going to default on its debt. You may like it or not, but there are some circumstantial evidences that proves that this fear is real. But before that, let me welcome you to your own channel, The Secrets of Wealth, once again. You perhaps may know her, but if you don't know who she is, let me introduce you. She is US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, and whatever she says, we have to take it very seriously. And this time she has given a clear warning that US debt limit is going to hit its all-time high and US is going to touch its debt ceiling very soon. And this time this warning has not been given in any press interview, but a clear warning letter has been issued and sent it to the US Congress. And in her warning, she has clearly mentioned that if no step is taken further, then US is going to default on its debt also. And she also wrote that US Treasury is not currently able to estimate how long those emergency actions will be able to pay the government's obligations, and the failure of which means a sovereign debt default for US. And she is not the first person who has predicted this. In my previous video, the Fed's December meeting, I have clearly mentioned that US is going to default if it start increasing its rate of interest further. And if the debt burden goes up, then US have to pay much higher debt interest than earlier what US have ever paid. And if such situation happen, then definitely US is going to default on its debt, because every percentage of rate of interest increase means additional debt burden on the US, and US have to pay additional debt interest on its debt to its debt holders across the globe. If you want to see the entire video, kindly click the I button appearing above this video. But now the question is, why this huge debt is increasing and emerging on US, and why should we understand the implication of this debt burden on US? And the answer is very simple. US is the largest economy in the world, and the total size of its economy is 24 trillion US dollar. That is huge in number, and if anything happen in this economy, then all the countries across the globe, all the economies across the globe will be affected similarly. For that reason, we have to consider the US economy very seriously. And now we will find out why the debt burden is increasing in US, and if it increases and US defaults on its debt, what would be the consequences we may see in the world and all the major economies across the globe. Number one is demography. According to the report of US Census Bureau, US is going to become the country of senior citizens. Every day, almost 10,000 people are becoming senior citizen, and by the year 2030, this number may reach up to 73.1 million. And due to high medical infrastructure and social security, they are going to live longer lives. That's not bad, but the problem arises when US pays more than 12,000 US dollar per person per year due to health care cost. That is more than double in size what any developed nation spends on healthcare, and more expenditures means more budget or fiscal deficits. Number two, increasing jobless claim and retirement benefits. As the number of senior citizens will be increasing over the years, the retirement benefit cost will also increase accordingly, resulting more fiscal or budget deficit in the economy. Besides this, in the name of social security, US spends a lot of money for no job claim benefit to its jobless population too. And not only that, up to 10,000 to 20,000 US dollar education loan forgiveness by Biden administration is going to widen this gap too. Number three, ongoing defense budget for its national security and defense equipments. National security and defense budget has always been a major area of discussion for US. US is the number one powerful country in the world in terms of its military equipments and military power. And to maintain this status, US spends a lot of money to upgrade its system, its military equipments and ammunitions too. And except World War I and World War II, US has fought 5 more big wars till now, except other covert operations. America's defense budget is more than 860 trillion US dollar, and that is highest ever in the world. And with growing economic and political conflicts with Iran, Russia, China, the defense budget of US is likely to increase more in upcoming years and also can claim a significant pie on budget deficits of the country. Number 4 is less tax collection. The current tax collection is not sufficient to cover up all the expenditures and deficits made by the US so far, and that is truly presentable in the picture behind me, where you can get an idea how much revenue US is able to produce from its tax collection and what are the expenditures that it is making and how it is inefficient and insufficient to cover up all the gaps given below. Presently, the national debt of US is 31.39 trillion US dollar, and that is 120% of its total GDP. If such situation continues, then in worst case scenario, it may reach up to 138% of the US GDP. And moreover, in order to tackle the inflation with increasing interest rates in USA, the debt repayment burden on this mammoth debt will be so high that it single-handedly will vaporize 4.4% of the total US GDP. As a result, the US government have to cut its budget for other pre-allocated social security programs, and that may raise social unrest and mass dissatisfaction. And in the global market, the value of the dollar will be declining along with the downgraded global trade dependency. And most importantly, who is the majorly concerned about this US debt default? It is none other than US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. If the US Treasury Secretary herself is very much worried and concerned about the US debt default, then you can think how serious this matter is actually. Kindly let me know what you people think about it in the comment box. In my next video, I will be discussing what happens if the debt ceiling is reached by any country and in case of USA, and I will give you the examples of some investments that might help you to save your wealth in the global economic turmoil that is going to happen very soon. So kindly subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you can get all the necessary informations on time. So that's it for today. If you like this video helpful and full of economic content and economic informations, then kindly share it with your friends, colleagues and family members. Till then, bye bye.